And certainly not like what we saw on Saturday. A live look outside the Southwest Freeway. It is just hot and humid here. I'll tell you what, most of us have been feeling like the 90s since 9 a.m. this morning. It is hot and humid. Storm Tracker 2 radar. We have been tracking quite a bit of activity in Austin and Brenham, that line of showers and thunderstorms. But here in Southeast Texas, so far, most of our activity really confined to far northern Liberty County. You can see those showers pushing to the north, going to be approaching Shepherd here in Lake Livingston. Right now, just rain showers, but as we head into the afternoon, we are going to see the possibility of some pop-up downpours, very hit or miss. We're only putting a 20% chance as we head into the afternoon today. These showers likely going to be tapering off once we get to sunset tonight at 8:30. And then as we head into the day tomorrow, even more isolated chance for showers. In fact, tomorrow, really 10 to 20% chance. You can see by the heat of the day, that's when we're going to see those pop-up showers and thunderstorms. Otherwise, it's all about the heat. It is hot and humid today. Actual air temperatures warming up to 88 degrees, but because of how much tropical moisture is in place, at about 10 degrees to the actual air temperature, that's what it's going to feel like, which means through the next several days, we're going to be feeling up to 102 degrees. Andy, this time of year, we really start to think about heat safety.
We certainly do, Caroline. Thank you. Hurricane season, we can't ignore that.
No, we can't. And this time of year, it's just important to always stay mindful of what's happening in the Atlantic. And good news right now, everything is all quiet. Take a look. I'll tell you, it has been extremely active in the Pacific Basin. We saw Tropical Storm Amanda. Now we've got Tropical Storm Boris just off the coast of Acapulco there. That's producing 40-mile-per-hour winds, but also it's helping stream moisture here into Southeast Texas. Look at our tropical satellite. You can see this moisture being pulled up through northern Mexico. That's helping increase our tropical moisture, which means you might notice it feeling just a touch more humid outside. That's going to also help support the possibility of some pop-up downpours as we head into the afternoon. Storm Tracker 2 radar. I'm going to put this in motion over the last hour, and you can see most of our activity has been out there near northern Liberty County. But look out towards the Brazos Valley. This is where we have a line of showers and thunderstorms. Not out of the question this can clip our far northwest areas. We're talking Lake Somerville over towards College Station, Brenham, Columbus. You've got a higher rain chance today if that starts to shift to the east. But right now, most of our activity just to the south of Lake Livingston there, you can see we did have a brief thunderstorm. Now just some downpours drifting their way off towards the north. As we head through the rest of the afternoon today, we're going to continue to see the possibility of some pop-up showers and storms. If you do see a thunderstorm, it can quickly drop about an inch of rain, but I do think our coverage much more scattered compared to what we saw over the weekend. Those rain chances really going to be with us through the heat of the day. You'll notice by 8 o'clock, that's when we'll start to see those rain chances decrease, dry through the overnight period. And I don't expect any issues for that Tuesday morning commute, at least not weather-wise. And then into the afternoon, once again, incredibly isolated shower and thunderstorm chances, primarily going to be during the heat of the day. So from 2 p.m. through 5 p.m., that's your greatest chance of seeing a pop-up downpour. As we head over the next 3 days, anytime you see a temperature of 92, add 10 degrees. That's probably what it's going to be feeling like. So our heat index values closer to 102. Similar to what we're dealing with right now, a live look outside. We've got mostly cloudy conditions. Actual air temperature currently 86 here in Houston, 88 out in Katy. Factor in that humidity, though, at about 10 degrees. It feels like 102 in Brenham, 99 for our friends out in Fort Bend County. So as you're heading out the door today, walking the dog, please make sure you're drinking plenty of water. Stay hydrated. A 20% chance of a shower. It might help cool you down, but it's going to make the humidity even worse. Few light rain showers, but most of us, it's just all about that heat and humidity. A live look over the Southwest Freeway where you can see mostly cloudy conditions. Actual air temperature today warming up into the mid and upper 80s. Currently 88 degrees at Hobby, 90 for our friends in Katy. This is actual air temperature, but when you factor in the humidity, humidity at about 10 degrees. This is what it actually feels like. It feels dangerously hot outside right now. Up in Cleveland, feels like 102, feels like 97 down on the island. So no heat alerts in place, but certainly make sure you're staying hydrated. Be careful out there as we head through the next few hours. We will be tracking the possibility for some light sprinkles and downpours. So far, nothing has popped in our window, kind of starting to shrink. But if we do see anything, it's about a 10 to 20% chance from now through 8 p.m. tonight. Once we hit this evening, temperatures, well, they're going to struggle to cool down. It'll be a muggy and buggy one tonight. By 8 o'clock, 82 degrees. 10 o'clock, still sitting in the lower 80s. So your grilling forecast, don't forget the bug spray. As we head over the next few days, it is certainly starting to feel like a much more typical June pattern here in Houston. Every single day warming up to around 92 degrees. Factor in the humidity, that's going to feel closer to 102. And of course, we can't forget the possibility of a quick afternoon downpour. Lisa, Joel, a much different pattern from what we had last week.
Yeah, all right, Caroline, we're in it now.
It definitely is. It's very rare that we would have an earthquake in the Gulf, especially of the magnitude that we saw. A magnitude 6 earthquake, we see them about 150 times during the year, but usually not here. Let me show you where it was. 1959, a 6.1 category earthquake can cause some significant damage, but because of how shallow that quake was, the damage here not as widespread. When we see one quake, we often see multiple quakes, and that's exactly one of these quakes. Now, this time of year, usually when we're talking about the Caribbean or the Atlantic, we're not talking about earthquakes, we're talking about tropical season. And thankfully right now, even though it is hurricane season, no development expected over the next 7 days. This time of year, it's always important to stay up to date. But let me tell you, we cannot say the same for the Pacific. It has been a very active season. They start on May 15th. We have Tropical Storm Boris just off the coast of Acapulco. We also now have Tropical Storm Christina that formed off the coast of Central America there. And both of these are going to bring heavy rainfall. Now, not to us here in Houston. However, interestingly enough, we are seeing some of that tropical moisture being pulled up into South Texas. And it's no surprise. It is humid outside. You can certainly see it outside Galveston. A live look. You can see plenty of cloud cover, a little bit of a sway in the trees there. That breeze coming in from the coast, helping increase that humidity values. That's why actual air temperature, it says upper 80s. Factor in the humidity, it feels more like the triple digits. Right now up in Conroe, feels like 102, feels like 97 in Angleton. No heat alerts, but please be careful out there, not just today. We start off mild, muggy, buggy. We heat up. It's hot. It's humid. Every single day, you're going to have an isolated chance of a shower or storm. I want to stress, very isolated in nature. It's not going to be that widespread setup that we saw over the weekend. But because we have tropical moisture in place, if you do see rain, it can be pretty intense. Our summertime downpours can come down astronomical calendar. Summer just right around the corner. And, you know, for me, it feels like summertime. Kiddos are out on summer break. Take a live look down on the island where you can see mostly cloudy conditions. It is humid. It is breezy out there. Certainly a warm summer-like day. Actual air temperature sitting in the mid and upper 80s. Right now, 85 in Galveston, 87 for our friends in Fort Bend County. Huntsville, the hot spot at 91 degrees, but everybody dealing with that high humidity. That's why at about 10 degrees to the air temperature, this is what it actually feels like. Currently feels like 102 in Conroe, 102 in Columbus. So please, as you're heading out the door, make sure you stay hydrated. So far, haven't seen a whole lot of showers today. And as we head through the rest of the evening, fire pit forecast, muggy and buggy. Definitely make sure you use the bug spray. Temperatures by 10 o'clock reaching 80 degrees. In fact, not going to be cooling a whole lot as we head through the overnight hours. By tomorrow morning, mid 70s, 78 here in Houston, 75 up in Tomball. So a humid start to what's going to be another very summery day as we head through our Tuesday. Temperatures climbing into the mid and upper 80s. By the heat of the day, upper 80s to near 90 degrees. Factor in that humidity, feels closer to 100 degrees. Lisa, Joel, pretty soon we're replacing our umbrellas with the sunscreen.
All right, Caroline, thank you. And
You can still get a sunburn.
oh yeah,
I know that I learned it the hard way. Most of us have. So
for overcast conditions, don't need the SPF. Yes, you do.
put that sunscreen on every
Yes,
single
please.
day.
Yes, ma'am.
Put it on your babies too, because we're in a very typical summertime pattern now. It's kind of about time that we don't have to worry about flooding every single day.
That would be great.
We can just breathe a sigh of relief and inhale back in the sauna that is Houston, Texas. Let's talk about it because lower 90s. This is the actual air temperature, but when you factor in the humidity, it feels about 10 degrees warmer. Heat index values of 102, and this is what you can expect every single afternoon through, say, mid-October. That's a joke, but we are going to be seeing high heat index values likely through the rest of summer. The only thing that's going to break this is if we see another wet pattern. So as we head through the rest of this evening, temperatures are going to be muggy and buggy by 10 o'clock, 80 degrees. Going to really struggle to cool down through the next several mornings. In fact, morning low temperatures mid to upper 70s, and then every single afternoon, once again climbing back into the lower 90s. As for rain chances, every single day you've got a 20% chance of a quick afternoon downpour. But I want to stress it's not like what we saw last week. Storm Tracker 2 radar showing the possibility of one shower there just to the west of the Woodlands. Otherwise, most of us tonight just going to be hot and humid. As we head into the day on Tuesday, a similar pattern to what we have been seeing today. Starting off, no problems weather-wise. As we head through the day, we will start to see some sea breeze showers pushing in from the coast, and these rain chances going to be most likely through the heat of the day. Incredibly isolated in nature, but if you do see a downpour, know that it can be quite heavy because of how much tropical moisture we have in place. You can quickly see over an inch of rainfall. All of these showers are diurnal, meaning they're triggered by the daytime heating. So as we approach 8:30 at sunset, everything starts to fizzle out, and then we'll be dry once again for the overnight hours. Rain chances through the next 7 days, really just going to be that 20% isolated chance. As we head towards the end of the weekend, we are tracking the possibility of some more tropical moisture moving in. This would increase our rain chances as we get towards the latter half of the weekend. But I want to stress a lot can still change. This really shows it starting to become more prevalent as we head into the day on Sunday. That's why we're increasing those rain chances. But I do want to stress it's still about a week out. So far, we've only increased it to a 30 to 40% chance as we look ahead to next week. Otherwise, every single day we are stuck in a very summertime pattern.